The Royal Society states that an individual who is digitally literate are those that are able to use a computer confidently, safely, and effectively. FuelLab extends the definition of a digitally literate person to those who can use digital technology creatively by thinking critically about the opportunities and challenges that digital technology offers. Prensky identifies individuals who can use technology in such a way as digital natives. This led me to question what a digital native is. Bennis et al. State that digital natives have grown up immersed in technology such as computers, video games, and mobile phones. They have sophisticated knowledge of and skills in computing. The question also led me to query why it is important for children to be digitally literate. Sir Jim Rose states that every career path involves digital technology, and so children need digital knowledge and skills in order to succeed in the workplace. Rood argues that people who are not digitally literate can become digitally excluded from many career paths because of their lack of digital knowledge and skills. The National Curriculum for Computing recognises this concern, as the curriculum states that children need to become digitally literate at a level suitable for the future workplace and as active participants in a digital world. With digital natives already possessing advanced computing skills and understanding, there is much debate as to how their digital literacy should be developed. Levin and Arafat argue that digital natives should not be taught by digital immigrants, which Prensky identifies as individuals who were born before the technology era and rely far less heavily on technology than digital natives. Levin and Arafat argue that there is a widening gap between the skills that digital natives possess and their teachers. They argue that digital natives will develop digital literacy far better than specialist computing teaching. This is an argument that I can strongly relate to, as I have observed very different approaches to computing teaching to digital natives while on BSc. On my first placement, the children were taught by a specialist computing teacher who was able to develop the children's digital literacy by introducing new programs and features which could be used to support the other areas of the curriculum, such as Scratch. On my second placement, the children were taught computing by their class teacher, who was a digital immigrant. The development of these children's digital literacy was limited, as they only explored basic features of programs which they were already familiar with, such as creating text boxes in Microsoft Word. However, Cranmer et al. Argue that computing can be taught by any class teacher to the digital natives, as long as the teaching is altered to fit the needs and experience of the children in the class. Prensky summarises these needs as lessons being fast-paced, being given the opportunity to multitask, explore programs, and experiment with games rather than work. There is a distinct divide in what children enjoy using ICT for at home and in the computing which they are taught at school. Cranmer et al. Argue that the nature of computing teaching in schools should be altered so that digital natives are taught about topics which stimulate their interest and so lead to exploratory discussions which develop their digital literacy. Kirshner and Merriam-Burr strongly disagree with Cranmer et al., as they state that tailoring computing lessons to the interests of digital natives are only considering the skills and knowledge that they already know, meaning the development of their digital literacy suffers. I agree with this view, as I believe digital natives need to be taken out of their comfort zone by exploring new digital skills, concepts, and contexts to further develop their digital literacy. In addition to this, the MacArthur Foundation disagrees with Prensky's view that digital natives should explore computing skills and understanding through games rather than work. They argue that children do not make the most of opportunities when taught like this and need specific guided teaching in a task, as they often end up messing around with games rather than using them to develop their digital literacy. I agree with this view because of my experience with Scratch. I believe that I developed my understanding of how Scratch works far better after specific teaching and a task than when I explored Scratch independently, where I ended up creating shapes without understanding how the program works. Interestingly, Livingstone et al. Believe that the term digital native is a myth. They argue that children who grew up around and relied on technology only develop specific digital skills and understanding. While children are confident in navigating smartphones and the internet, they state that children are now less able to block junk mail and pop-ups. McFarlane supports this view, as she states that confidence using digital technology does not equate to competence. Children are only using specific digital skills that they are comfortable with, and need specific computing teaching to develop digital skills which they have yet to encounter. To summarize, I do not believe that any child can be identified as a digital native. Despite most children now being confident using digital technology, there are still many digital skills and concepts that children need to be specifically taught and practiced to develop their digital literacy. This will initially involve exploration, but then moves on to a specific task. I believe that a computing specialist will be more effective at developing digital literacy than most class teachers because of the wider range of skills and programs that they know. I believe that teachers need more computing training until they can effectively develop the digital literacy of those children with more confidence using digital technology.